Have you ever had a wound that was very slow to heal and you were looking for something that would actually help to support wound healing? My name is Dr. Judith Boice, and welcome to another edition of Health Essentials. Today, I'll be sharing with you some really exciting research that was done in Australia about healing malodorous wounds, which means wounds that smelled really bad. And these were cancer patients, 30 patients, who had oral cancer that had actually eaten through their cheek. And I don't know if you've ever been around any late-stage cancer patients. Usually when you have a wound like that, it smells terrible. So these were people who had the oral ulcers that had eaten through their cheek. They smelled bad, and their family members and friends really didn't want to spend time around them because the smell was so bad. And amazingly, when they started working with this mix of essential oils, which I'll give you the recipe for in just a moment, by the third or fourth day, the smell had completely resolved. They were actually able to spend time around friends and family. They didn't have that horrible odor about them. And in addition, the essential oils were incredibly effective at reducing the inflammation to the point that the wounds started to heal more. They're also antibacterial, these particular essential oils as well. So the formula that was used in this clinical trial in Australia was 70 milligrams of eucalyptus essential oil, 40 milligrams of melaleuca alternifolia, which is tea tree essential oil, 45 milligrams of lemongrass essential oil, and 3 milligrams of thyme essential oil. Thyme is one of the best broad-spectrum antimicrobial, antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral herbs, but it's also really caustic, so that's why it's there in such a tiny amount. And they put this mixture into a 40% alcohol base, and then they would rinse that ulcer 2 or 3 times a day with the essential oil mixture. And this is an example of one of the patients and what happened to them. And actually the pictures are a little bit out of order. This is what the oral ulcer looked like initially. That was, again, the cancer that had actually eaten through the cheek. This is the second picture, and that's right there. It's what's called a fistula. It's like a little tunnel inside the cheek that the body is using to try to discharge the infection. So it went from a gaping wound like this to a closing wound with a fistula that was draining the infection from the inside to the outside. And then this is finally what it looked like. And this is not supposed to happen with oral cancer, with oral ulcers, that the area actually starts to heal up. So this was a really extraordinary study. So in just 6 weeks, this particular man's ulcer, oral ulcer, the cheek ulcer, went from looking like this to looking like this. Within 3 to 4 days, the smell was completely gone. He was taking clindamycin, which is a broad-spectrum antibiotic, for the first 5 days of this trial. But then after that, for the rest of the 6 weeks, all they were using was a rinse with this mixture twice a day for 6 weeks. So this was just, to me, really extraordinary. So keep in mind that another thing here is that often combinations of essential oils are more effective than any single oil by itself. So in this particular formula, each oil is doing something different. They all have antibacterial, antimicrobial properties. But for example, eucalyptus is really excellent at driving the absorption of anything it's in contact with. So in this oil, in this particular blend, eucalyptus is serving not only as an antibacterial, but also as a driver to encourage the absorption of the other essential oils. So thank you for joining me today for this edition of Health Essentials. I'm so delighted that you're here. And if you're interested, if you're hungry for more information about essential oils, please do join me Tuesday, June 19th at 5:30 p.m., that specific time, or 8:30 p.m. Eastern time, for essential oils for the whole family. I look forward to seeing you there. Click on the link below and you'll be able to join me for that free hour-long webinar. Thanks so much for being here.